Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builders Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the DCI part number 3469X. This is an automatic door holder, and this is one of a family of automatic door holders from the manufacturer. And this one is unique in the way that it differs from its sister products, is that it can account for a larger undercut by means of having a differently shaped strike, meaning a taller or a shorter strike is how these work. So this 3469 is going to be able to handle 1 1/8 to 1 9/16 door undercuts as a result of the height of the strike. Okay, so in order to illustrate that, let's take a look at the document below this video to the product information, and you can see there how the 4 models of automatic door holders that are door mounted and floor mounted change based only on the door undercut, the door to floor clearance. The 3469 is admittedly a bit taller than the standard one that we usually see. The table there lists the floor clearances of the other models that are available depending on your door clearance. Easy operation with a push and pull of the door to open and release. Durable die-cast construction for heavy traffic areas. So this is a piece of solid cast brass. This is in a satin chrome finish. This client who has ordered these literally is putting them into a exterior pool application, and you know, as I explained to the client, there's certainly going to be ferrous-based components inside of here, and apparently it's just going to be this spring. Nothing else in here with the exception of these 2 rivets that hold the rubber pad on. So the spring back here, and when that unit hits the tip of the strike, that's what forces the spring to compress. Everything else is going to be non-ferrous. All brass. The strike is certainly all cast brass, as you can see. The holder is mounted on the door, and the strike is mounted on the floor, designed to accommodate a wide range of door to floor clearances, supplied with a universal screw package for all types of applications. Okay, so let's take some dimensional properties of the 3469X. And I have personally installed these, and they certainly do work quite effectively. Overall height, 3 9/16. Overall width, about 3 1/16. 1 3/4 the overall projection. Overall height of the strike, I'm going to hold it upside down. It'll be a little bit easier to measure it. About 2 1/4. Overall depth of the floor strike, about 2 3/16, with an overall width of about 4 1/16. Okay. Now I have indeed used these in the past, and have done so to great success. They work wonderfully. The only downside is that they are probably not best suited for residential applications like a bedroom door. They're large and they're loud. You can certainly hear this unit clank against what you're installing it on. Okay, there's quite a bit of that. So the point of the matter is, I would really expect to see this only in residential applications. Pardon me, only in commercial applications. Mounted on the door, mounted on the floor. Obviously, you can see what happens. When that tip of that strike contacts the roller, it's going to compress the spring. It's going to set. You've got the rubber stop there to act literally as a stop. Okay. Now, I would sure prefer the design to be changed so that both holes were not oval or slotted holes. I would prefer them to be 2 fixed and then 1 set of them to be slotted holes. That would be because obviously this permits tailoring of the height or the positioning of the unit on the door. I might want to get it installed with the screws through the slotted holes, make my final adjustments, and then go with my permanent holes once I have it perfectly adjusted, through 2 round holes. That would be what I would prefer. Now, they talked about universal screw package. So what you're going to get for the strike, the floor portion, you're going to get 3 machine screws and 3 lead anchors. You're going to get 3 wood screws. So, they've got you really covered, I think. I don't know that you're going to need much else. If you have a masonry type floor, you're certainly going to use those lead anchors. You're going to want to place the unit in the floor, mark the holes, drill for the lead anchor, and then set that lead anchor down. There's a setting tool for lead anchors. Obviously one's not included with this, but a setting tool is really nothing other than it would look like a center punch, except that it has a cylindrical feature, straight cylindrical feature to the bottom of it, so that when you get this hole drilled, you push it into the floor, and then you can take and tamp this down to where it needs to be. Obviously, the setting tool is not larger than the lead anchor, but you just need to get this put into the floor. And obviously, what happens at that point, and the sleeve goes up on top, when you install the screw through the strike and you continue to draw that, it's going to force this wedge-shaped piece of the lead up into the sleeve itself, and that is going to provide an incredibly secure method of mounting. If you've ever used lead anchors in the past, you know how excellent they are at being anchors. You need a stick of dynamite to get the material out of the floor, and then there's your wood screw. It looks like a number 12. Okay. Now for the door, they're giving you machine screws, and then I wouldn't say that these are sheet metal screws. I'd say that they're a coarse thread specifically intended for wood. I would obviously suggest that the door be properly reinforced for the material. A lot of force, not a lot, but a noticeable amount of force is required to pull this off the strike, especially depending on how much engagement of the tip of the strike is with the roller itself. You want to be sure that that's firmly anchored to the door. They don't include any sex bolts. You can certainly do sex bolts for this as well. You could very likely do like a 1032 sex bolt that you would see like in exit devices. 1032 would be typical for an exit device head. Quarter 20 that you'd see in door closers. It might be quarter 20. If you were to get some sex bolts to use for a closer, you could probably make that work as well. I would want that secured as firmly as possible. If it's a steel door, obviously non-fire rated. If it's a steel door, I'd be real tempted to through bolt that. Certainly if it's not been reinforced. If it has been reinforced, you can certainly drill and tap those holes. Now, non-fire rated, absolutely. This is not permissible for use on fire rated doors at all. Fire rated doors can't have a manual hold open device on it, like a kick down door holder or an automatic holder like this, because they must be self-closing at all times. This would, of course, not permit that. Now, there's also in that product brochure link below this video the 3487. That is the other automatic holder from DCI. It's just a wall mount rather than the unit being installed, the strike being installed on the floor. So one will be on the door, one will be on the wall, is the bottom line there. I've seen it installed both ways. I would be very tempted to install the strike onto the door, I think, depending on exactly what I was doing, but that's how I would probably plan on doing it. No hard and fast rules. I've seen it installed both ways in that regard. The description information down below is a summary of what we've already discussed, available in different finishes. US 3 for polished brass, US 4 for satin brass, US 10 for satin bronze, US 10B for oil rub bronze, US 26 for polished chrome, US 26D for satin chrome. I'm a fan of DCI, and it's because they are they're a simple and straightforward company to deal with. They have material sitting on the shelf. You send them an order, and they ship it out. and they really, really keep it simple and straightforward. And that's why I certainly stock some of their products, like these automatic door holders. We generally stock them in all 4 variants, certainly in satin chrome. You know, trim and auxiliary hardware kind of needs to be just the type of material that's on the shelf and ready to go, and DCI really excels at that. Simple, no nonsense, prompt, reliable, predictable. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the DCI products that we sell, but also a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. If you have any questions on the DCI 3469X and a 26D, now that I've got it packaged back up, or any other DCI product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.